Assalamu Alaikum and welcome back to my channel. This is inventory management series, and in the previous video I showed you how to create add supply form, and there were some problems when we added the stock. It duplicated the items in the items view. So today we are going to discuss that in details, why that happened and how we can prevent this from happening in the future. So if we see the code here, we will see that we are using DbContext to load suppliers and items. And when we are saving, we say that this is the new supply, and this is the supplier ID, and this is the date, and then we are saving the supply into the supplies table. But when we do this, like supply details equal supply details, and when we save them and then we save the stock from here and we supply the item ID here in the stock, it duplicates the item in the database. This is because we are using this DB instance to load the items, and we are using this DB instance for saving the supply. So these two are different DB instances, so they are not connected, so they are not tracking the items. So what happens in entity framework, when we access anything, it is being tracked by DbContext. So here it doesn't know whether this item exists in the database or not, because it was loaded by some other instance of database context. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to remove these instances Okay, I have removed all the instances from the code, and I'm going to use only single instance here globally to use this in the entire view model. Okay, now I go back to my save logic. Here I have specified it here. Now I don't need this. I have already saved them here, so I close this. And here I only specify the supply detail, and supply detail here, and everything else is fine. So I'm going to run this program again. Add supply. I select the supplier here, hat, and quantity is 40. For price is 2. Add, then cap for 30, for 2 add, jacket 10, for 6 add. So I have added hat, cap, and jacket. I'm gonna save this. Saved. now I go to my items and see if they are duplicated, and here you can see hat, cap, jacket are not duplicated. So that problem is solved. Now I hope you have understood how the tracking of entity framework works. Now we need some more minor changes in the code to make the running smooth. So what I'm gonna do is, here when we add the supply, you can see that these combo box are not editable. So I cannot search any supplier here. If I have many suppliers, I would have to select them here. And also, if you have seen this kind of systems, mostly the operator prefers to use the keyboard. So I want this system to be more user-friendly, so that I can add it here, then I can add it here, and then I move to the quantity. And you may have noticed that every time I come here, I first remove this 0 and write the new quantity, and also when I move here, I write the quantity here. First I need to remove the 0 here. So I want this system to automatically remove the 0, which is added by default. Also, when I write anything here like 40, I move to the purchase price and I write 3. The add button is still disabled because this property is not updating. So there are only minor changes, but they will enhance the user experience. So close this. So I go to the view, add supply view, then I'm gonna select this combo box, and here I need to put a few properties here. So is editable true, then I'm going to specify stays open on edit true, and text search is text search enabled true. I'm going to do the same for the items combo box. And then for the quantity and purchase price, I'm going to define 2 events. One is got focus, create a new event, and the second is lost focus. I'm going to use these 2 for purchase price too. So got focus, text box got focus, and lost focus, text box lost focus. So now I'm going to right click on here and view code. Inside the code, when the text box receives the focus, I'm going to use text box TB. So I'm going to render the sender as the text box. If text box text equals 0, then on the focus empty it, so make it null, so there's nothing, so that user can enter the new quantity or price. Then in the lost focus, if the user didn't write anything and the text is null, then we put the default value back to it. Okay, let's run this code. Add supply. Now here we can see I can add it and search for the suppliers. So I'm going to use Abbas, then I'm pressing tab, then I go to item, I can search jacket, I can search for hat, I can search for mango juice, and I can also search for anything here. So then I press the tab again and I go to quantity, and you can see it's automatically erasing the pretext. I select 20, then I press the tab again and move to the purchase price, and it doesn't work here. Let me check this again. So in the last focus, it's done. Add supply and purchase price, got focus, lost focus. Everything is fine here. Oh, sorry. I did this to the text block. Cut this. And put it here. Also, I need to update the add button. So here I'm going to specify the trigger. Sorry, not here. Update source trigger to property changed. Update source trigger to property changed. Update source trigger to property changed. Let me run this again. Abbas, jacket, 20, 3, and we see the add button is enabled. I'm going to press tab again and enter. Okay, now you see it's working. Okay, now the problem is we do not have any mirroring unit with the quantity. So how would we know what is 20 here? So we go back, and here I add a new text block. And I call it units, measuring unit, sorry, not the text but the name. So X name, sorry, I should say text binding measuring unit text, and so just after the quantity we add this. And let me add the width here. And then I go back to view model, and here I add measuring unit. So private string measuring unit text, public string measuring unit text, and its value should depend on the item, selected item. So if value not null, then measuring unit text should be equal to this. Let me put a colon here and remove the colon from here. Okay, now let's run this. Add spline, select the splier, okay, we can see the text is changing but not appearing here because it is under this text box. Let me close this and adjust this view a little. I'm going to change the width here. I'm going to make it 20, 30, or 50. Okay, so I'm going to run this again. I'm going to select the item. So now you can see it's unit and bottle, and for mango juice it's empty. If I go to here, mango juice, measuring unit is bottle, update, go back, and here, and mango juice and bottle. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. In the next tutorial I will be showing you how to create invoices and deduct the stock accordingly. Until then, take care, keep learning. Allah Hafiz.